Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector. And in the last episode, guys, we left Wellspring and took our new drive that allows us to go through asteroids out for a spin. And we ended up back here on Flotsam where we ran into Femi, Naya's big brother that we saw oh so long ago, and he is not happy. Apparently Naya used her newfound confidence that she got due to being on the job with us to sign up with an inexperienced crew, and she may have gotten herself in trouble. Or maybe not, we're not sure. But Femi wants to find out, and so we are going to be taking him to Naya's work location and to see if she is okay. Otherwise, we're probably going to lose a storyline. We actually have to do it like right now because this is his patience meter. Lane is back to chasing us again, and our supplies are being drained by a stowaway, and we're actually actively using supplies now to keep the stowaway fed. Now, whether the stowaway, which I already know is a cat, is going to eat our supplies during a job, I'm not sure. Hopefully not. But we're full up on gas and supplies. We got over 200 cryo. Let's head to the map here and head to Cutter's End, infamous mining site. Naya has signed on to a job at Cutter's End, and Femi is worried about her. He wants you to find her and get her out before the job goes bad, for 250 cryo, so let's go. Now, what does Femi have in terms of... Okay, just like Eugen. So that means we go ahead and take Junie, so we have the full meat and potatoes. Everything is covered. And let's go. What the hell is happening out there? Femi is up and out of his seat the moment Seraphin brings the rig to rest near the asteroid known as Cutter's End. That ominous name is one whose origin has become increasingly obvious as you approach through thick clouds of debris and chunks of rock, among which corroded remains of wrecks could be seen floating. Now as you look out on the splintered and terraced rock, you can't help but feel a slowly growing sense of dread. Look, there! Femi comes close to the cockpit glass and points to the terraced quarry cut into the rock. The mine's awake. You look out and see the flickering lights, the glowing dock markers. Femi shakes his head. That's not right. Neither is that. Seraphin nods toward the asteroid, and you see a ship now, tucked into the shadow of the rock, flashing its signal lights at you. I'm guessing that's the crew we're looking for. Visitors, huh? The voice wavers weakly as it comes through the ship's comm. Are you lot friendly? Seraphin glances back at you, raising his eyebrows. It isn't long before you and Femi are suiting up, an agreement having been made between Seraphin and the pilot of the other ship, a man called Baird, to meet in the neutral ground of open space. Femi is silent, his anger evident in the way he forces his legs into the trousers of his suit. And then you're out, the vast shape of Cutter's End flickering with strange lights below you, and the pinpricks of the pilot's suit light slowly coming closer ahead. You two are a sight for sore eyes. You see a crooked grin from Baird, framed in the hard lines of his ramshackle spacesuit. What brings you to the asshole of the starboard belt? His eyes scan you and Femi, checking your suits and gear. What happened here? Baird's eyes flick to you, and you notice a familiar reaction cross his face, the acknowledgement that he recognizes you as a sleeper. You came all the way out here to ask a question like that? Baird glances between the two of you and then smiles his crooked smile. Are you two detectives or something? You brought a freelancer out here. Femi interrupts, his voice flat and direct over the comms channel. Naya, where is she? Baird pauses, considering his answer. Whole crew is down the throat of that thing. He jerks a thumb toward the asteroid. You're welcome to wait. The tone of his voice suggests the opposite. But I'll have you know we look after our crew, so if you're here to settle a debt... I'm here to take her home. Femi cuts him off, and I'm not waiting. Thing is, big man, Baird grins, they're deep in the quarry on a tip-off, so unless you want to go chasing them down the dark maze of that place, you're shit out of luck. How long have they been? Baird looks over the flickering quarry, as if he forgot it was there. He looks back to you. Few cycles. He shrugs. Enough. Femi cuts in again. Na's been gone for a lot longer than that. You're lying to our faces. Femi moves closer to Baird. And we know that rock has claimed more crews than any other. Baird's smile fades. No need for accusations. Who's to say you aren't trying to jump our claim? Forget this. Femi turns and heads back toward the ship. Baird smiles at you. Big man seems tetchy. He squints at the rig. He's gonna get you into trouble. Baird retreats to his ship, and you to yours. We need to go in. Femi is impatiently gathering tools and loading them to the airlock. Right now. What's Baird hiding? Who cares? These idiots clearly think they're onto something and they're desperate to keep it to themselves. What matters is our ingress. Femi grabs a cutting torch from the rack. There's a borehole on this side of the rock, could get us under the radar, and we dive right down the main shaft. Femi meets your eyes. I'll leave the call to you. Junie arrives at the airlock and stares at Femi's angry tool gathering. We're going in then? She gives you a nervous glance. There's something wrong about that place, Sleeper. We need to be careful. You get ready to depart, well aware that you're heading into a situation you don't quite understand. What else is new? Okay, so we've got the borehole, which is alternative access, and the central shaft, which is mining access. Is there anything else here? No? Cut a path. Rather than removing the massive rocks, cutting a sheer-sided passage through might make for faster progress. Cutter's path. The central mine shaft looks to have collapsed in on itself. Entry via this route will not be simple. Clear debris. Chunks of debris that have collapsed inward, blocking the shaft, need to be removed to gain access. And then map borehole. With careful scans and sensor arrays, the borehole can be mapped, allowing you to plot a path to the interior. Spelunking. The borehole starts even-sided, but quickly bends and worms into the rock at strange angles. Navigation will be slow. So we basically have a choice between interface and engage. So that would be, well, kind of us. The central shaft, that would definitely be me and Femi only, and Junie wouldn't be able to do that much. So, what was the explanation here to the borehole? I'm wondering if that's going to give us some... The dark borehole cuts into the body of the asteroid. Where it leads is unclear, so careful exploration is advised. I mean, we can definitely see... I kind of want to find out, like, what's going on with Baird and this crew. Like, is it one of those kind of situations where they're hiding what exactly they were actually looking for, or... And we don't want to try and do both. We have to kind of pick and choose our poison here. I'm wondering... Oh, give me one sec, guys. Sorry about that. I was telling you guys about a cat on the ship. I also have a cat that needed some attention, so... Out of all of these, I was thinking about this as I was taking care of said kitty. I think the borehole is our best option because that way we get to use the abilities of all three. So let's go ahead and do interface here. Let's plot a path into the interior. With engage, Femi can do that. It might be the situation that we use all of our know-how here. Interface is 50% positive, 50. At least there's no like negative thing that can happen. It'd really depend on Sleeper's dice, wouldn't it? Let's try this. There's 100% positive right there. I can do that with 3 dice. Cutting a sheer-sided passage through might make for faster progress. Finding weaknesses in the rocks and splitting them with a torch makes the descent faster. And then there's a 50% positive. With just a little bit of stress. Nothing too bad. And... do I want Femi to try to do the same thing? Oh, Lord. Oh, yeah, he's not a... Whoops. You are not cut out for that. Okay, we're almost done with just this path. Let's just go for it. We'll go right past Baird and confront. This actually gives me a really good time to... Actually, we can get supplies during a mission using this. Oh. I didn't even think about that till just now. Okay, let's do that. Stowaway is fed. So we do have to do that. Alright. Let's get some supplies back. All the way, if you please. And I do not like that. And we'll use 1. That'd be great if the cat suddenly just decided to... Wait, can we actually... Oh, no, never mind. That's a supply issue, not a... Well, is it? Ooh. Well, none of them have intuition, so... Okie doke. Maybe it's a good time to push. And then I'll automatically lose stress because of this. Because it's negative or positive. The main shaft is clear to descend into the rumbling dark. You have felt the rumbling growing as you descended into Cutter's End, but no one has wanted to bring attention to it. Now, floating in a cavernous, rock-walled passage, it's impossible to ignore. Sleeper? Junie's voice crackles over the comms. I'm getting concerned. You squint down the tunnel, beyond the limits of your suit's lights. You swear you see something flicker there, in the unseen passages beyond. There's a strangeness to the mind. To its flashing lights and empty conveyors, running on some residual power. From what Femi has told you, it wasn't always like this. Cutter's End has a fearsome reputation as a dark and deadly maze. A ripped open rock not worth the trouble of its corroded salvage. Now, it's a moving maze. Its automated systems given a new, faltering life, brought back from hundreds of cycles in the shadows. And one of those systems is rumbling through the dark ahead. Let's keep it moving. Femi passes you in the passage. We don't need to wait. Take it slow, Femi. We're too far behind. We need to catch up. Femi glides ahead, the beams of his suit lights painting the rock walls of the cavern a pale gray. Femi's lights reveal an intersection, another tunnel cutting across this one, offering 3 routes ahead. Suddenly, you're blinded by a wall of light beyond the intersection. The rumble is everywhere, shaking dust and rock off the walls in dense clouds. Squinting into the light, you see a ring of lamps, and between them, the grinding maw of some terrible machine. It bears down on the crew, grinding through the debris. Look for an escape? You shield your eyes and scan the walls around you. There, revealed in the powerful lamps of the mining machine, you see a small square passage cut into the rock. Signaling the others, you dodge inside, gliding into the safety of the dark passage. A moment later, the machine rumbles past the entrance, spitting a hail of debris into the tunnel. You don't stop. Carried forward by the tide of rock, you emerge into another cavern. That reminds me of the cleaners from Labyrinth a little bit. You good? Femi's voice is broken up by gasps for air. You turn to see him staring into the dark, shaking his head. That's not... Junie's breathing machine matches Femi's. Do that again. We need to keep going. Femi is dusting off his suit. That mining machine must be keeping Naya's crew down here. We have to get past it. Keeping them down here, or... Your mind drifts to the worst option. Can any crew really hope to survive all of this? When they woke up this place, they woke up that machine. Femi starts to move down the passage. It's running on old programming. It's not hunting us. It's not smart. Femi turns back to you, his eyes ringed with fatigue and stress. We can beat it. You hope he is right. Okay. Tunnel complex, a cave labyrinth. Force a path, the machine rumbles away in the dark, hunting you. You can choose to fight back and force your way through. Oh, Cutter's Maze. The dark and twisty tunnels rumble with the vibrations of active mining. This place is a death trap. Fun! So... Man, that is... not ideal for us, actually. Because all of this is dangerous. I honestly think we should go ahead and... end the cycle here. Get our dice back. Sleeper did say take it slow, right? I've got to use my high dice here. Got to use that intuition to get through. And Femi doesn't have much in... Okay. Machine rumbles through the tunnels with blinding lights. Avoiding crossing its path will keep you safe. Will it, though? Really? Okay, cool. I'll try that one more time. Okay, halfway through the maze. Good, 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 good. Now, do we want to focus on... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Everything disappeared. Oh, that's not good. All I can do is end the cycle now? I can't actually... Why did everything disappear like that? Is that a bug or a glitch and not an in-game glitch? Or it is an in-game glitch, but you know what I mean. Give me 1 sec and see... I'm gonna exit out and exit back in and see if I can fix that. Whew, okay. I went back to the main menu and jumped back in. We're fine. Everything's fine here now. How are you? Alright. Gonna have to grab that. Well... I think Kitty may need to be hungry for just a little bit longer. Yeah, energy, that's fine because we don't lose energy right now. Cool. And do we want to risk? We gotta risk it for the biscuit. Let's do it. Go, Femi, go. Don't die on me. Baiting the machine into tight tunnels, you leave it stuck in place while you exploit the opening. One more, buddy. Come on. Ugh. It's a dangerous game, but throwing boulders into the maw of the machine will slow it and cause it to retreat. And Junie, is there anything you can do? Nope, not really. Okay, we definitely have to do that with us. However, another thing... let's see if we can get some supplies with Junie's dice. Waste not, want not, right? There we go. And then that'll just be energy, so Femi's not going to be any good there. Okay. Now... Oh, that'll actually take care of that. Okay, good. Good. So, let's do... That resets the entire food meter for our feline friend. I just realized I used my good dice there. Genius. Genius. And now I can't actually use my... Oh, upgrade engine. What? To increase the ship's range, the engine will need an overhaul to squeeze more power. That means new components. Ooh, we need to grab engine components. I did not even notice that. I did not know we could soup up our wonderful little ship here. Okay, is there anything that we can do right now to lower without killing us? Nope. Well, here we go. Whew! You find yourself in a shaft, descending to a new layer. To me, Sleeper. Femi beckons you over to a section of the cavern wall. You glide over and immediately spot what he's found. There's a large passage splitting off from this one, but it's not the passage itself that's of interest. It's the remains of a barricade, freshly welded, that draws your attention. They came through here. Femi's eyes flick over the ruins. They tried to keep it out. You look at the fresh cuts in the wall, the stone gouged out, the crumpled metal bent and crushed, and most tellingly, the flattened remains of a welding torch embedded into the rock. The crew took a stand in this very place. You reach down and put a hand on the remains of the torch. Naya was here. Then you feel it, the rumble through the torch, through the rock wall. You look up at Femi and he sees it in your face. The machine is coming. Go! Femi meets your eye. Get safe. He looks over your shoulder, and suddenly he's bathed in the blinding light of the machine's lamps. No! We stay together! You go to protest, but Femi kicks you in the chest, sending you spinning away, out of the path of the machine. By the time you catch yourself on the cavern wall and turn, you see Femi there in the middle of the passage entrance, lit white in the lamps. He waits, agonizingly long, until he knows the machine is coming for him. Then he kicks off hard and glides into the dark. The machine rumbles through in a hail of rock and dust, and you follow after it, batting away chunks of stone. You're slowed by the debris, and the machine pulls out ahead, rumbling endlessly onward, through the tunnels, through rock and metal. And then it's gone. The cavern shakes, filling with dust, your vision gray. Your comms click and hiss, the chunks of rock thunk off the faceplate of your helmet. And then you see them, the faint lights of Femi's suit as he struggles through the dust. We got it, Femi says as he reaches you, his hands on your shoulders. Somehow, we got it. It takes some time to understand what happened. As the dust clears, you find yourself at the lip of a shaft filled with debris. This huge pit, thick with shards of rock, must have been a refuse pit for the mine, a place to pipe the tailings, the waste. The machine went straight into this shaft, spinning into the open space and debris, shredding itself against a million razor-sharp bits of rock. Looking down into the pit, your lamps illuminate a few pieces of the machine. The rest is surely down there, deep inside the dense debris cloud. It isn't long before Femi is calling you once again, this time to another, still complete barricade. A barricade over the door to a machine room, sealed and secure. The last retreat of the crew you followed into this nightmare. New location discovered. Hey! Okay, what do we got here? Tailing pit. One of the strange machines tumbled into this waste shaft. What might be recovered from its shattered chassis? Ooh. Okay, then we got that, and then the sealed bay might hold the last evidence of the crew's ill-fated expedition. But what remains? So this is a way to get some good stuff here, huh? Endure and intuition. Well, we can cut away at least a little bit here. With the barricade cut away from the sides, the door's seal can be sliced out. The layers of barricade and armor are cut away, piece by piece, but progress is slow. And then push. That is a great system. The layers of barricade and armor are cut away. Okay, we're halfway done with that. So, end the cycle. I was wondering if he was going to like lead it into deep space, like it was going to go through the outer crust layer. Ooh, we can definitely do some progress down here if we want to finish up the tailing pit. That's 1, 2, 3 for intuition. And endure for Femi. Let's do that. The machine was smashed by the debris in the pit. Searching through the mess might yield something of value. Yes, please. And we can actually clear this entire... We can open this really quick. Getting to the remains of the machine means clearing away some of the waste from the mine that has been fed into the pit. Get it, Femi. That's your kill. This is how I work. You find yourself floating beside the twisted remains of the machine. I don't know what we just got out of that, but I'll take it. Now, a little bit of engineering goodness. That is good, and then I will... Actually, Femi, this is yours, buddy. Go ahead and see if you can Kool-Aid Man through this door. Ow. The doorway is open. The dark of the machine room awaits. As the barricaded door is bent open, you're blinded once again by a wall of light. You and Femi raise your hands instinctively, squinting into the lamps and dust. You feel a flash of fear in the pit of your stomach, bracing yourself for what's to come. Femi? The voice comes crisp and clear over the local comms. What are you doing here? Naya drifts out of the lights in an old, dust-caked suit. She looks between the two of you with a blank expression, blinking rapidly. Femi stares at her, frozen for a moment, then rushes to her, wrapping her in a wide embrace. They float there, in the light and dust, two bodies bound together. Naya pulls back. I don't understand. You followed me out here? She looks over at you and then back to Femi. How did you find me? You left without telling me. What'd you expect? Femi glares at her. You aren't ready for this. Naya retreats further at Femi's words, slipping out of his reach. Femi. Naya shakes her head. After all these years, you have no idea what I'm ready for. Movement in the lights catches your eye, and you see motion through the dust. I don't know if I've given Femi and Naya the same voices they had back at the start of the game, but I like those, so we're just going to stick with those. A figure in a suit drifts out, hunched and clutching their abdomen. They turn to face Naya, and you see her lips moving as they speak on a private channel. You look over at Femi, but he's staring straight ahead, his eyes wide with anger. You! He points at the figure. What kind of idiot are you dragging my sister out here in this place with that machine running riot? He moves toward the figure. Speak up! What were you thinking? Naya blocks his path forward, getting between Femi and the figure. Femi, you meathead! She glares at her brother. This is my job. I brought them here. Femi, for once, falls silent. It takes a while to make the return trip back up through Cutter's End, especially with Naya's injured crewmate. As you descend, Naya tells you the story of the job, Femi keeping his distance and leading the way in silence. The mining machine you face was what she'd been looking to extract, a job she and Baird had put together after meeting in the narrow escape. He knew a way to jumpstart the mine, and the access that would open up meant new salvage. One of those pre-collapse boring machines was worth major cryo to any mining outfit in the belt, and Baird had a contact who was ready to buy. It was going well until Harada here. Naya nods at the crumpled-looking crewmate. Hooked the mining machine up to the main line. Something went in its automation core and it lost its shit. The plan was to barricade it and put together a shock trap to fry the core. Naya looks ahead at the back of Femi's suit, far ahead up the tunnel. But that's worthless now that my brother shredded the thing. He was just worried. Always is. And now you get the feeling that she's trying to resist the habit of bad-mouthing Femi. We're lucky you came. As you move through the facility, you notice most of it is dark now, the power from Baird's jumpstart fading away to nothing. Soon, this place will be a quiet ruin once more. You ascend up and through the quarry and out into open space, where Baird is waiting. Friends of yours? Baird shakes his head at Naya. Maybe you could have warned me they'd be coming. Not something I knew. She looks at Femi, who's broken off from the group and is heading for the rig. My brother doesn't intend to give anyone a warning. I'll take them from here. Baird puts an arm around Harada to guide them back to the ship. Look, mate. Baird turns to you. No hard feelings. Thanks for getting them out. Even if you did screw the job while you were at it. He grins a crooked grin. I guess that makes it square. Baird glides away toward his ship. I should ride back with them, but I'll see you at Flotsam. Naya gives you a warm smile. Thanks for helping my brother. I know he appreciates you, whatever he does or doesn't say. You watch her go, then glide over to the rig as the last flickering lights of Cutter's End fade. Ooh, well, we were able to save them. That would have been bad because I know that Baird wasn't going to go save them. Well, that gives us 2 points here, so we're almost ready to upgrade something. But I think that is our business here concluded at Cutter's End. So, let me see. 6 seconds, good for an auto save. Stellar. So when we get back, we will head back here to Flotsam, probably see the aftermath, the fallout between Femi and Naya, and see where we go from there. Hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.